Hello everyone, welcome to another session of Rime the Frostmaiden with the Raging Rolls, episode 26 tonight. If you haven't seen it already, or haven't heard, we put up overnight an entire recap from all of what we're calling Act 1, Phase 1, whatever, basically the first 25 sessions, up there and condensed for 25 minutes of me just talking. That was a good time. But if you want to catch up where we're at, what's happened so far, go and have a look at that. And yeah, let us know what you think. Before we kick off tonight, we have to lay out what inspiration cards are available. Dun, dun,
Nice.
dun. It's really hard to shuffle these cards. They're just a little bit too strange to shuffle. Okay, on offer today we have the Sage. We have the Fates.
Nice.
I hope none of these have come up before. We'll find out later. The Rogue.
I already have the Rogue.
You have the Rogue, great. So in replacing the Rogue, we have the Gem.
Nice.
Consumed by ducks. And Ruin. So, reminder, should you be awarded inspiration, you can choose one of those cards at your choice, obviously.
Awesome. King.
Without further ado, let's dive right in.
Tonight's episode of Raging Rolls.
It's broken. My intro thingy's broken.
What?
What did you do?
Shut up. Fix it.
You have one job. On the emotes because
And
freaking
we're back. So,
Shout out to Boghop.
shout out to Bughop again. Don't forget we have new emotes and things available in our stream. Check them out. And you get a couple of extras, I think, if you're a subscriber or something. Have to fit the extra emote somewhere. But they're cool. Many props to Bughop Designs. Where we left off at the end of session 25 was... Well, let's just read my little intro, shall we? As the embers of burning leaves fall from the sky and turn to ash, the dense fog around you, standing out the front of the elven tomb, the now tomb of Ravison the Froststeward. The fog around you is blown away by a breeze, and echoes of the visions the fog held go with it. You find yourself and each other once more, standing in the circle of the moondial, the silence of the night broken only by the sound of wind beginning to whistle through icy leaves still clinging to nearby trees. What do you do?
Well, you guys look a little bit shaken up about something here. Is everything okay?
I, for one, only have 5 hit points. So.
We're getting hit points on level.
Oh, we get all.
We're getting hit points
Just
on level.
by a way of reminder,
to heal though, and level technically.
Technically though, Beatrice is still suffering 1 point of exhaustion.
Technically, shut up. I forgot. I will click that.
Are you?
That is.
Are you? Okay, Jorgen and I were out here. Is everything okay? Like,
I
What
would,
did you
I would
find,
not
like-
say everything's okay.
You look around and see Zane. Zane, he's just standing there, motionless, almost like he's just staring off into space.
The druid's dead. What? How much do you know? Were you in the room? Did you see that? The druid's dead.
yeah, no, the druid's dead. I got this picture book from the casket.
Diary?
That's about it. My one was like a picture book thing. It was just pictures that were like that were drawn from by a child, weren't they? DM.
It was pictures that started out like they were drawn from by a child. They got progressively a little better. But yeah, pictures of two sisters playing together.
Yeah, it wasn't a lot. And then Jorgen, well, decimated the druid lady and then stormed out. I wanted to make sure that he was okay. Like,
He'll probably just need a minute.
do we?
I would agree. He has seemed a bit off of late.
You look over and just see Jorgen standing there, just staring at the ground, staring at the center of this moondial, just breathing too heavily for what has just occurred. Like, he hasn't exerted himself, but he just seems like he's riled up or something is just eating him.
Something's up.
Go B.
Something's up with our friend.
Well, to be fair, I think everyone seems a little bit off.
Yeah, I know, but no one else looks like they're about to strangle anyone else, do they?
Should
Maybe
well,
outside.
should we head back to town, get a drink, and
I
chat?
need a
Get everyone.
strong drink.
Yeah, I don't think carrot juice is going to do it tonight. I think we need something with actual alcohol in it.
We should
Well, we'll head back to town. Maybe check on the frozen dude, the gnome lady's brother that we found at that shrine, and then see if he's unfrozen.
Let's go check it out.
All right.
Starting to make your way back towards town, and the best kind of direction, you guess, given the kind of winding path you took to get here. It takes some time before you start to find the road again. Can I get you all to give me a perception check?
Can
Sorry.
I roll survival to make it faster?
Absolutely.
Can I use my passive perception?
Is that higher than you? Yeah.
It is not.
Well, my passive perception is a 19.
Okay. What's your passive, Tolman? Is it 17, 18?
Mine's a 17 natural.
Okay. That's both fine.
We're not hunting for other mooses, so we don't care if we see any more mooses.
Okay, 1 second. As you're walking along, Grakov, just before you kind of spot where the road is up ahead, you kind of each see in different areas just off to the side of the road, what catches your attention is small, like blackened glassy rock. Not big, not like unmovable, but just small, it looks like crystalline rock structures.
Don't touch that.
Sly goes over to one of them and
Don't
touches it.
Does it look like obsidian?
Yeah. Rack's brain of what obsidian looks like, but yes.
That's basically like a black, shiny, volcanic rock.
It's
Like a black glass
dragon
type
glass.
thing. Yeah.
Dragon
Dragon
glass
glass.
from Game of Thrones.
Now I know exactly what it is.
Yeah. Is it dangerous, B?
Yeah,
Or
looking back through my notes, trying to find out exactly what it was.
It looks dangerous to the person who gets
No,
stabbed
back
by
in
it.
Bremen. Back in Bremen, when we were speaking to some tavern owner, she had a son who had come across some of this shit out on his travels, and it changed him irrevocably. And then he was captured by 2 tieflings, and then escorted forcibly.
why did you say that? Why did you say the 2 tieflings like that and then look at me?
Just trying to paint you a picture of my personality.
She's racist.
No, I got that. I got that.
Girl.
Okay.
Are you?
First off,
Penny's like,
yeah. First off, not all tieflings.
no, I don't.
Do you just ignore this? What
Holding
you've
a piece of
spotted?
black glass.
I'll wait for everyone
Hoorah.
to walk
Yeah,
past.
hoorah!
Hoorah!
Wait for everyone to walk past the glass.
I mean,
I
like,
go over to some
if
when
you
they're
want
like,
everything you previously loved, go for it.
went to like 50 meters away
Mhm.
and look at it. And I roll a dice.
All right. You caught me unprepared for this, but give me 1 second because I should have been prepared for it.
If it makes you
You
hate,
put something with a giant "do not touch" button on it. What do you think you should prepare for?
No. Okay. Yeah. Give me a wisdom check, please. Wisdom. Yeah.
Wisdom check.
Is it wisdom save? What did we call it?
Is it a wisdom save or a wisdom check, DM?
Wisdom check.
It's in the green box. Sure.
That's a 2 for a total of 6.
That was a 20 for so long.
Great. I will send you the current impact, but you can roll me a d4, please.
Yep. That's a 1.
Okay. Okay, and yeah,
Awesome.
you have the feeling of something else sort of really very much wanting to reach out and grab this with enthusiasm, and there's very little you can do in that moment to resist it.
I reach out and I grab it. I touch it.
You touch the butt.
I touch the butt.
You have a bit of black glassy rock in your possession. As you pick it up, it almost feels like your brain goes into this strange mode of like conflict, but also gratification at the same time.
Do we all see that? Is that a thing that we see?
I waited
I,
until you guys were very far away. We're like much further along.
Yeah, but we also like don't trust you.
you might have to roll.
Can we roll
After
perception to see if
everything,
you
you
notice
still
it?
don't trust.
Presently, like as Sly mentioned, he let you guys walk say 50 meters off into the distance.
Cool. So be it.
I wrote down have rock will travel.
Okay, let me get back to here. Okay, moving onwards, following that road further down, you're pretty confident of this track now taking you where you need to go back towards town. Getting closer, every step you take, it feels like the wind is just picking up pace and getting howling harder, and every bit of snow and ice in the air is piercing any kind of exposed skin with the pressure like of 1,000 needles hitting your skin.
This is wonderful.
You need to get inside.
Eventually you do catch sight or come upon that shrine, that destroyed shrine you came across when you first left Lonelywood.
Oh, the one that was melted.
It's a frozen dude.
Frozen.
What was his name?
Did you get a name? I can't remember.
Yeah, no, we asked like what the name of the person
Ben?
of her brother was.
Jack.
Is it Ben or
Jack.
Jack.
is he still frozen?
Well, as you approach, you can see the broken debris of that makeshift shrine to our Oral is covered in a fresh layer of thick, icy snow. The ice statue of a beautiful woman is fully restored and stands on a plinth before the frozen form of a kneeling halfling, Jack.
Should we take him back to town? Like there might be someone in town who is a
No,
bit more worldly with their
I think
magic.
I think the warning was to not touch him. Is that right? Yeah, don't touch him.
That was before.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not gonna touch him.
We need to get out of this weather, so I think we should head back
I
to
think
town.
you know where he is.
Is Jack just like on the ground? Is he just like frozen on the ground?
He's frozen kneeling on the ground, almost like he's worshipping the statue.
If you want, I could just move him back to town by just moving the earth underneath him, maybe. Remember when we first met, B, and I put your fires out?
Oh yeah, that was
And
very...
just use that spell
black.
and just like escalator him all the way into town again.
Yeah, it sounds like fun. It's like a surfboard, but on land.
Yeah.
That's quite
No
the
one
mode
has
of
to
travel.
touch him.
Yeah.
What I'm referring to, DM, is just using mold earth and moving the ground underneath him 5 feet forward towards where we want to go, just repetitively as a cantrip.
Okay.
No one touch him. No one touch him.
You very carefully start to move your hands in such a manner that the ground underneath Jack starts to rise up almost like a wave and starts to like drift him forward as you continue to control the earth underneath him.
Good work.
We'll look, if anything happens, we'll just stop moving him.
Yeah.
Okay. Eventually, after some time, let me just fast forward my little timer here. Time up. You approach town as the wind is howling. It's taking you a little bit longer after moving Jack because of just the time it takes to move earth around. But eventually you approach the outskirts of Lonelywood. That wind has picked up even more anger as you enter the edge of town. You don't see really anyone around. Everyone who is in this town, you suspect, would have already barricaded themselves inside against the wind.
We need to get inside.
Yeah, let's head back to our inn.
Does
I mean-
any of you religious people have any kind of sense that this has, something to do with,
Killing the druid.
yeah, or upset Oral with the statue and the...
I'd say that killing her servant would be it'd be pretty natural, but to assume that it would upset her. However, that would only be if she was a big fish. She's a little fish.
I mean, yeah, I kind of assumed that might be what it is. I mean, I don't have any of the highfalutin stuff that others of my my class can do, like the whole commune with nature and shit like that.
I
assume.
check. Just
I
have
mean, I could just.
a check in with your deity and such.
Yeah, I can definitely check in with my person who I definitely remember what the name is. I'll quickly, as we're walking into town, I'll be like, in my brain hole, I'll be like, "Hey, Tamora, is this Oral? Is she pissed?"
What's Timora a cleric? A god of again? Help.
By using the word,
Yes.
like, do a religion check.
So, Timora is a goddess of change / trickery.
Oh, great. Yeah, give me a religion check, please.
That's that sort of thing. Yeah.
Hmm.
Religion. I'm very good at religion as a cleric with my +0.
What?
Better than me. I had -1.
Timora, was that you?
Is that the silent servant? Is that the silent servant from Winchester Inn?
The voice of a god
was
rings out
6.
around you. But you can't sense any change in intent from that.
No, I think it's either that the land itself is angry at us or it's oral.
Very well.
Either way, we should probably get inside. I mean, I've got like a 3/4 of a bottle of fish whiskey, and it's not very good, but it gets the job done.
Yeah, let's find somewhere that sells drinkable stuff.
Absolutely. First shout's on me because we got some chatting to do.
So, just so I'm
Okay,
clear,
we'll head to the inn that the halfling tattooist told us about because we asked about places to stay.
yes,
Can you go
you indeed did.
Didn't we
No.
organize to own a place here?
Yes, but I have a feeling the town speaker. What time? It's late now, isn't it?
It's about 8:30.
Don't we? We've got like a safe house now, like a GTA safe
We
house.
we have the inn.
That's income and stuff.
Is
have
the
the
inn
inn.
stocked with booze though?
It's not stocked with booze.
Well,
I mean, unless you want some
booze.
like fish whiskey or some fishki.
Why is it not stocked with booze?
Oh, hey.
Jorgen, you've been very quiet.
I told you if we give him some time, he'd calm down.
Have we slept?
Not yet.
The mention
We-
of some rotten goat's milk, fermented goat's milk, has brought him out of his.
No,
Okay.
Is-
we
oh,
healed up on level up, Mark.
yeah, I did that.
So, as you're walking down the coastline around the edge of the Mare de Walden, approaching town from the north, you come across a well-worn tavern. The signage out the front, up the top, says the Lucky Liar, just before the docks start to make themselves apparent. The grimy, disgusting-looking windows look they haven't been touched or cleaned in decades, are starting to cover themselves up with frost and rime, but they, give way to a little bit of firelight and candlelight emanating from within. And just so you guys
I
know where you are
burst
on
in
the
the
map,
doors. By God, there's been a murder. No, I don't actually.
you guys are here.
Okay.
Okay. Opening the door, you can see that this tavern has been not really well kept. It's filled with round wooden tables and chairs, and each looking like it's been struck one or two too many times with the roughly dropped axe. The walls around are hung with the heads of polar bears, moose, mice, meese, elk, and other assorted animals. A handful of patrons sit at various tables talking in hushed voices and drinking in silence.
Hey, our antlers could look good up on the wall there.
This is a really friendly place. Lots of very, very wonderful banter going on. It doesn't make you feel uncomfortable coming inside at all.
I mean, what were you? It's not exactly like the Ritz Carlton, but like it'll do. I mean, again, still have that fish whiskey.
At the bar, you see this middle-aged woman with like jet black raven-colored hair. She's wiping down a glass, and she sees you all enter. Gives you a very, very lengthy look up and down, having not seen you before, and she just says, "You're right there. Can I get you anything?" Come
Are
in.
they always that grumpy?
It's the cold, dear. It takes a toll on people. Yes.
Alright. Well, how much beverages here? Are beverages?
How much beverages? How
I'm
much
cold.
beverages?
The beverages, I want them.
Something cold or something to warm your very core.
The latter would be preferable.
Excellent.
Something that will help people feel less than they currently feel.
I can do that. And she goes behind her and under a cupboard she pulls out this large bottle of this whiskey looking stuff with this big fish, big like picture of a knucklehead trout on the front.
No more!
Fuck yeah! Woz sits up in his grave, thumbs up, he's like, fuck yeah, goes back and being dead.
And she says she pours some out for each of you at the bar. Says the frost fin is the best we have. It'll warm you up, I'm sure. She pours one for each of you, then slams the bottle down. She has one as well.
I heard it's also good for gout.
It's good for many things.
How much is it?
It's 5 copper a piece.
So how much for the whole bottle then?
The whole bottle.
Yeah.
So that's 2 gold.
Oh, okay.
Tobin puts 2 gold on the table and just mage hands us the bottle, and just has the bottle start floating back to us at the nearby table.
Fine. Have it your way with all your tricks and hullabaloo. And as you're sort of doing this, having this bottle sort of float its way over to a nearby table, you get a few looks and chairs slide around a little bit just to catch an eye of what you're doing. But no one seems to make a fuss.
So, as I have my shot of Fishki, you guys were in there for a while and he came out pretty shook up. What the fuck's up with that?
Was it because I cut the head off this druid?
I mean, like, that wasn't the most friendly thing to do, Greykov.
It's a good thing I put it in this sack.
I think that goes above and beyond our mission requirements, but well done, Greykov. No, I was talking more about Zane, Tolbin, and Beatrice. They look like they've fucked up. Seen a ghost.
I think I've seen the shadow of one.
Zane looks up as you kind of speak and mention what just happened, but he's yet to say a word. He just seems like he's just processing everything he's just discovered.
Sly, you knew Imper and Boz, right?
Not personally. I knew of them. That if I was ever in a position like that I needed help, like that was the place to go to.
That's right. Where did you say you were from again?
A moisture farm.
Moisture farm. Insights.
Sure. I'm gonna roll a d20 and add my modifier, but I'm not gonna show what it is. That's the
Yep.
I don't want that.
I rolled a 19.
Well then, let's hope I roll better than that. I also rolled a 19.
Now, however, meets it, beats it. You're defending. Tobin was
I am defending.
attacking, more or less.
She's being very coy with what is considered to be by some people the truth.
That's a
Would
politician's
she
response.
consider it the truth?
Pardon?
Would Sly consider it the truth?
It's more that it's from a play that she saw once that she really enjoyed.
All right.
And if her life could be like that, it would be better. But it is definitely a falsehood.
Well, Slide, let's just imagine you had an uncle, right? And your uncle got killed, and you were really sad about it. And then you found out that your uncle turned out to be someone else's uncle. And then that person got killed as well. And then that uncle turned out to be a third person's aunt. And then, like, you'd be a little bit flustered, and things would be a little bit weird, and it doesn't make sense. And for some reason, my wife's been banging everyone on this side of 10 towns. I don't understand what's going on.
Listen,
What? Wait.
your wife.
Sorry.
What?
What? Your wife? What? I thought
Married your uncle? What does that mean?
I'm
Sorry, I'd heard half of it.
I'm more confused than what I was saying. I'm so confused right now. Your wife is alive? You're married?
My wife died in a fire. That's what happened to my wife. But my wife didn't just die in a fire. Apparently, she became Zane's wife at some point and assumed a different identity. And then when she got bored with him, apparently she died in a fire. And now she's Bee's lover?
No. I think if you took a moment and kind of gave some deeper thought to what these writings actually were, there was some being. And your wife probably was always your wife until their form was taken by this other creature. And then when that form had surpassed its usefulness, it moved on, destroyed its life with you, and moved on to the next, and stole that creature's humans, Zane's
person.
Zane's wife, and adopted their form before that surpassed its usefulness, and then it moved on. So your wife probably was your wife to begin with, and then it became this other being. And then Zane's wife probably was Zane's wife before it became some other being.
Yeah. So this thing that I loved, at some point or another, had killed the thing that I loved, and then broke my heart. Again. Yeah, there's not making this story any better.
So, like a malevolent creature being... I mean, there are myriads of things that can do that in this world, but has jumped from, like, Tolban's wife to Zane's wife to Beatrice's lover or wife. Was it your wife or your lover? Paramour. But it was all connected. Evermore. Yeah. Evanescence. Yeah. But
Very clever
okay.
doing some thinking about this off screen, actually. Because he's after, like, out of character, after the session finished, he was there pouring through the notes, like, I'm trying to mull it over and figure out whatever brain puzzle was there. And so we were doing a bit of chatting. And we came to the conclusion that it's probably something to do with, like, the lamp that she was searching for has a big fixation on it, like, the part of the problem.
So,
And like she was probably like some kind of sorcerer, possibly previously,
okay.
and had a pact with a genie when she came across this lamp and got more power. And then that's where I came in, because my father was going to take her lamp and she was not pleased about that.
Oh, he did.
We did. Yes.
So the lamp is the only exception, and this is why it was jumping from host to host.
Host
Those
to
are
host.
both two
Hey.
Paramore songs that I just quickly looked.
I think-
Yes, sorry.
Yeah, we great.
Bye.
You don't know that. No, me, from what I've put together, from what I understand, and how things may possibly be connected, given that we're after, like, we're being, I don't think I've told you guys this, but the same people who are after Greycock are also after myself. I surmise that the caravan that Greycock robbed potentially had that lamp in it back in Waterdeep.
Wait, why are they after you?
Because I boned the Sultan's concubine, dear.
But why would you do that? And Slice looks like mouths like, I'm so proud of you. Okay. So there's a magic lamp, and there's a Frostmaiden, and there's a very angry kitty cat for some reason who yeah have another fish. Like pour a shot and a slide over the organ. Why are you so angry right now? What the fuck is up with that?
I don't even know.
He's grumpy.
Grumpy cat.
He probably just needs us. We probably all need it.
We came to do a job, and job done. That druid was really pissing me off.
But it's led to more questions. Like, okay, so this lamp is there a genie in the lamp?
That's what
It
the
makes
book. Can we just get the book out and show the nosy, like, you?
I'm trying to figure things out because I know I'm a late comer to the party, but I need to understand what's going on. Like, you had a plan to find a druid, you found the druid, and
We
stuff.
found
Yep.
the druid
killed the
murdered.
druid.
So the druid was the one that murdered Boz,
Oh yes.
Why is that?
and okay, and just cause, like, was there a grand plan? Like, is there something that does have something to do with 10 towns?
Of Boz was something that needed to be done in the eyes of the Frostmaiden because he was interfering and meddling in business that they did not.
Maybe she was jealous of his mustache. I did hear that it was quite glorious.
Wait. Ah,
Alright. Okay. I'm trying to put the pieces together. And so the druid was connected because the druid was the sister, according to this book.
Oh, is that
Is that what's in the book, DM?
not this book. In the other book that you found.
In the book that you found, that Sly found, there's basically, it's just like a sketchbook from you would give a little kid, right? So you can it just looks like crayon drawings of two stick figure girls playing. But as you flip through the pages, those drawings sort of change to be a bit better. But you just see two girls as they're growing up.
Yeah.
If you go
And
back to the very, very beginning when we all got together back in Bremen, you weren't there, so you wouldn't.
Oh, we went fishing.
We went fishing, and there was a lake monster called Nessie, who was a delightful fellow who had been awakened.
what
by
did Nessie sound like?
I'm not very good at impressions.
Well, we can actually talk to him if you really need to know.
Oh, really?
We
That's
just pick up the
amazing. Wait, how do you talk to him? Like, can we
Anyway, and I plow ahead because I've got like a recap to go through because getting up to speed.
but Jess was just warming up his voice.
All right, buddy, I got you. So yes, we were speaking with Nessie and trying to find the location of this druid and also, take care of Nessie and the fact that Nessie didn't mind being so much awakened and was quite concerned that that was going to be taken away. However, we were not so subtle, I guess, in those particular encounters that we had, and a warning was sent to us to stop meddling in affairs that did not concern us with the murder of our friend Boz, who you would know as the husband of Impa, being connected by your order or whatnot. Impa was very, very beside herself, but also willing to go out into the world and try and seek revenge for her husband. I don't know whether she was particularly struck. She was very struck by grief. Made choices that wouldn't necessarily always agree with, but she had a good heart about her. Now, at this point, when we found the corpse of Boz, there was a scarf stuffed in his mouth. And I pull it out and I show them. This one. This one belonged to... What was her name? I forget what I call her.
And Zira.
Babe.
My
Babe.
babe. My babe. This is just small and I can't find what I want. Anyway.
You called it Enzira.
My version of Tolkien's wife. And yes, that's how I knew that there was something a bit strange going on in the beginning. But we left there and we followed the trail of this druid who left a trail of blueberries, and I gesture at our shrub friend who came along with us, who's sitting in the tavern with us still, I assume Jeremy, dropping blueberries.
What is it? The shrub?
I assume that Pops and Tali are also with us. 3 NPCs, DM.
Let's go.
And we kind of followed this trail along the various towns as we investigated. And we found in Targos that the druid had been there as well. Through rumors, we'd spoken with some innkeepers of that particular druid coming in and talking with the speaker of that town. And there was also nefarious dealings going on there. We ended up killing him quite brutally. He deserved it.
It was good times.
He absolutely
Pops.
had it coming.
Okay.
Pops up with like, that's not the only person you killed in Targos, is it?
I didn't kill anyone else in Targos.
Is it Grakov?
No, it's not.
But it's okay. So you knew and let the party know about the scarf belonging to your former paramour. Like
It hadn't
when you
become relevant yet. It is
Oh.
now relevant.
That's because you guys only met like 2 weeks ago, right?
Yes.
Right.
So that means
Okay.
that
Yeah.
this lady... Sorry, you go.
No,
And
you go. You go. I was just putting pieces together in a very clumsy jigsaw puzzle.
in Targos, there was also an incident where we came across this abandoned shack that had the symbol of this order that connected with Zane. And it was the same one that had been branded on his house, I believe, looking for his wife. Now, the contents of this particular house in Targos had very occult kind of items. There was a grimoire.
Wasn't that a lady who lived in that house in Targos? She was like weird,
Yes,
and then
but that doesn't always make people dangerous.
no, but perhaps she took on this person's form as well.
Maybe. I hadn't thought of that. But that's where the fire stuff was. And the fingers in the... And I pull out, like, the jar of fingers and the jar of ichor and the Codex Macabre. She had all of this in her house.
But does this mean that this lady here, I hold out the bag, she has a direct connection to...
Aura.
No,
Yes, she's seen her, yes.
Yeah, the person who you're looking for.
Yes, it makes it very... Oh.
Because why would she have her book?
That's a good point, actually. And if we hadn't have taken her head so far from her body, I could have used the scroll that I found of Revivify on her to question her further. But here we are.
But here we are.
Here we are.
I mean, give me at least one more level, and I have a spell that I can ask a corpse some questions.
Okay.
I'll keep it on ice.
I think
I mean, you're in the right place for that, Greg Koff.
I think there's a few things here that worry me. One is that this journal talks about her growing powers. And two, that if she's murdering people like she's murdered Boz and left a calling card to tell us, that's concerning. And I guess three is that it says, she's working under Orul's guidance. these are all disturbing facts that kind of layer on top all the puzzle pieces that you've laid out for us.
Oh, power has a tendency to corrupt and a tendency for people to want to grow their own power. It gets to a certain stage that the ends will justify the means, and it will be power for the sake of more power. So,
Is there a connecting thread of where you met this person? Tolben, where did you meet your wife? Was it up here in the north, or?
Yeah, I mean, I've known her forever. We grew up in Bremen together, and you know, we used to go adventuring, and then one day we were adventuring, and you know, we were suddenly holding hands, and then you know, we were married and lived a life together.
And so, Zane, did you meet your wife up here too, or like did you meet her in one of the other 10 towns? And same with Beatrice. Like
Zane was in Waterdeep, I think, when he.
yes,
Yeah.
she went from Bremen to Waterdeep, and from Waterdeep to Calamshan,
And then back.
so.
and then back to Waterdeep.
No, she's back in Water again.
Yeah, but didn't she come? She came back to Waterdeep because she followed the trail of the lamp.
She followed the lamp, but then she ended up back in the last couple of pages talk about heading north, Icewind
So-
Dale, and then coming back to be underneath Oral.
Yes.
So is it this djinn that is obsessed with this lamp? Could that be this being that you all?
Well, DM, can I make a history or an arcana check to know how much I know about genies and jinns and things?
Can I make an Arcana check too?
Yes.
who's
Guidance,
got the arcana?
guidance
Got 5.
to whoever needs it. Guidance.
I've got a plus
So,
3 for arcana.
I got +5.
Okay, you're it.
I give you a
I'll give you
D4,
advantage.
Beatrice, and a D4 with guidance.
Just so we can know if it's like, I guess the point is, what do we know about jinns, or is it like she's in control and it's powering her up, or it's in control and it's taking over her? Like, just a little bit more info about, you know, before we go down some crazy path.
Okay.
Not much.
Beatrice, with your 17, you think back and you've never heard of a genie possessing a mortal person, mortal being before. This would be a first, if at all.
I think it's a patron or a source of power, a tool.
Well, the jinns or the genie is usually a slave to the master, right? Until the master gets what they want.
Only if they're tied to their object.
Tolben, give me a perception check.
Perception. That is a big old fat 15.
Just a quick aside, for some reason the dice showing on stream is bizarrely 2 8s. So, that is weird.
Yeah,
with
so it's an 8 plus 7.
I have noticed that when I roll, I get 2 dice pop
Yeah.
up on the screen, and they both roll the same thing.
It's a future Jeremy problem. With your 15, you just catch, like, as all this conversation is happening, that the eyes of the barkeep are fairly well trained on you all. Just seems to be picking up every bit of every word she can capture.
As I noticed that, I'm going to use Druidcraft and just make like a small smell off behind her somewhere that smells like burning that she has to go investigate.
Okay.
Just with my passive insight as well, with that, what's the vibe
The vibe.
in the vibe?
It's
Give-
Marbo.
Oh, same thing.
It's the vibe.
The vibe.
Marbo. Glad you asked.
Lonelywood.
It's the principle of the thing.
It's not like it's super quiet and shady looking place, but the few patrons who are here at the moment are just sipping their beers and drinks quietly. The vibe is like it's waiting for something, right?
Nice.
Like they need a christening by fire.
Well, you do you guys. You do you.
Haven't you historically been the person that's been like, now we don't need to settle this with violence? B, put your hands
No,
up.
no, no. So when I say cleansing by fire, I'm looking at Beatrice and I'm thinking as Beatrice, not as.
I wasn't thinking I needed to set them on fire yet. This is the only indoor place I have at the dump.
Key word there, yet.
Oh, they haven't shown me that they needed to be set on fire.
Technically, this inn is the competition to our own tavern.
Oh, that is a point.
Tavern to be. If it
Mm,
was to suffer from an unfortunate fireball incident,
I don't have that till next month.
absolutely.
Hey,
Just a couple of bonfires could.
yeah, you just walk around
I mean-
yelling bonfire, bonfire.
I do have continual flame ready.
So many fires. The
Okay.
barkeep is catches something in her like distracted by something. You see her disappear out the back for a moment.
hey,
should talk a
Pops.
little bit quieter. I just feel like there's some ears and eyes happening in this place. Maybe we should take another bottle of this stuff and head back to our own inn where we can maybe talk a little bit quieter.
Yeah, and I still have this now half a bottle of fishki that I from my personal supplies.
What?
I mean, we survived. I didn't know that we were going to do that today, so I'm very, very excited. And definitely excited. And excited.
What do you want, Grekov?
Oh, yes. Wanted to know if you remembered anything about that heist when everything went a bit sour. If you remember seeing anything that resembled a lamp or anything that these people were talking
A
about.
lamp? No. Didn't see anything that looked like a lamp on these drawings you've got in front of you. I know that we were supposed to take down a thing that was inside that caravan. Lamp? No, I'm not sure.
What do you mean by take down?
We were commissioned to retrieve it, Grekov. That was our job.
Do you know what it was?
We were paid well enough that we didn't need to know.
Well, then how would you know what it was when you, like,
If it wasn't a lamp.
how would you know?
Well, I wasn't told we're looking for a lamp. We were told retrieve the contents of the caravan.
But the caravan is quite large.
You
There was a few of us.
Not. It was
What if
pretty
it was like a golden chamber pot?
Could have been a small box for all we know. We were told it wasn't a large item, but it was worth. It was important to those that wanted our help. Someone definitely double-crossed us, Grekov.
How did you normally get your commissions?
That wasn't my role.
Whose role was
Whose role was it?
DM is loading.
That-
Once the DM is loading, can I head up to the bar and I'll put 4 gold down and I'll grab 2 bottles of the fishki so we can go to our own inn and
Do you just
chat.
help? Do you just put 2 gold down and help yourself
No, no,
while
no.
no one's there? What do you do?
Yeah,
Just-
like I mean, if she's not there, I mean, I'll put in a tip of an extra gold, so it's 5 gold on the bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'll wait for like 30 seconds and grab the stuff, and then I'll move.
Okay, well,
Remnants.
she's still out the back, but yeah. Okay, you put your 5 gold down, grab 2 bottles of fishkey. Pop says, it was Agatha who organised these things for us. We, me, Greykov, Heavy Hands, the others, were just employ of Agatha.
Did she have an organization name, or was it just Agatha?
What? We were the road rates, Beatrice.
Road race.
With
you-
your stealth skills.
Have you not heard of us before?
We brought a tear of fear to many in the region.
I mean, it's not like you guys were like Metallica or anything. Like,
No, we were not that big. We didn't have t-shirts.
Those guys were fucking amazing when they toured Waterdeep.
I heard their band manager was also quite the sight.
Their drummer was a bit average, though, is what I've heard over the years.
That's all I got. We were double crossed by someone. We never got our hands on what we were supposed to.
Was there some kind of like, just because I don't know the thievery structure of Waterdeep, was there like a thieves guild and Agatha was attached to that, or was she an independent, or?
I think there were lots of, pans in the fire.
That's
there.
not an answer.
So I think she was independent. But I don't know. I feel like everyone there is under the thumb of a central.
Well, if we were looking to chase down more information to try and narrow our search parameters, knowing who she was attached to is kind of important.
I mean, from what I know of Waterdeep, from my time on the moisture farm, you've got a couple of different organizations vying for control. You've got, the Harpers, the Zentarum, the Lord's Alliance, the Green Enclave. Like, there's
When
a lot
you
of
said
different things.
moisture farm, do you mean that you were a prostitute?
No, but there's nothing wrong even if I was. I mean, sex work is still work, so...
No, that's fine. I should have expected that would have been a former trait of yours.
No.
Hey, hey,
I'm
Sly?
not from
Sly?
Yep.
Give me a
Like
wisdom
we said,
save.
no judgment there.
So sorry, DM. What was that?
Give me a wisdom. What did we say before? A wisdom check.
And an
No,
STD
no.
check.
Roll for medicine.
Oh wait, hang on. That should be a +4.
Roll of herpes.
So that would not be a 10. That would be a 12.
When all this talk of, prostitutes and this kind of shit go down, you have an uncontrollable urge just to reach out and try and just touch Beatrice as she's talking of that. In a very, very caring way.
Do I succeed in resisting that urge, or do
No.
I fail?
You failed that.
Okay.
And you can also roll
Yeah,
me
no,
2d6.
All right. As I reach out, I'm like, yeah, no, sex work is still work, but that wasn't me. As I pour a glass, I hand it over to her, and as she reaches for it, I do the fuck. I just as she grabs it, I just gently caress her fingers.
Make a
Just
perception
a
check.
little bit more
Make
rapey than
a
normal.
perception check, Beatrice.
That would be. What the fuck? 15. Why is it rolled twice?
15. You catch a glance of Sly's eyes, and this appear to be more like darker than normal, almost to the point where they're like a deep red. Just for a moment.
That would strike me vaguely reminiscent of the time in you know, Sly, you do talk about us and being all sharing and caring and being wanting to be welcomed into the fold. Why don't we talk a little bit about you and this duality that you seem to have going on within the depths of your very soul?
I mean, like, there's no real duality. I mean, I am me, and me am I, and all of that fun stuff. Like, you know, you don't have to worry about.
But you seem to be often struggling. And
There's
every
no real.
every now and then there seems to be a glimpse of red fire that comes out through your eyes, and I've seen it twice now.
I mean, it's just the fire that I feel when I look at you, Beatrice.
Hang on, time out. I have to time this out because as soon as you touch Beatrice's hand and you can see that she's caught a glimpse of your eyes, you immediately fall unconscious. Sly just you can see him. She just slumps down in the chair and kind of collapses on the table, hits the ground.
I just go full anime character nosebleed and just pass out.
You killed her.
Oh, B. Already?
That's obviously my charisma was too much for her.
I didn't realize you get a touch of death at level 4.
And let's meet Dan's fourth character.
Well, maybe now would be the time to pick her up and let's move on to our own establishment.
Let's
To explain why she's unconscious.
I'm just gonna do a quick check on her. Quick medicine check, maybe.
Them.
Strong.
Strong.
Strong 11.
You
A medicine check.
Yeah, you like. She's still warm. You feel a pulse.
I would mention to Tolbin that about the red fire in her eyes that I've seen twice now. Once just before she went unconscious, and then the last time when we were battling in the tourmaline mine, that spirit that came out of that kobold. I saw it as well.
As I'm receiving the information about the eyes and the spirit and stuff, I just holding her head, just Sly's head, feel a little cure wounds. My hands on the head, just trying to make sure there's no damage, no injury, just making sure she's stable.
Yeah.
What's your passive perception as well, Tolbin?
Tolbin's passive perception is 17.
You may notice then, as you're picking up and her head's lolling, slight burn marks underneath the scarf that have as she's moved her neck because she's unconscious, that seem to travel down a little bit.
As in like on the neck here, traveling underneath the top type thing?
Like
Potentially.
she was a flaming collar that branded her flesh.
Okay. Do they look like they're do they look like they're recent, or do they look like open wound, or they're just more scars?
Scars.
Okay. Cool.
I've known about this already.
I'll note that for later.
She said she wouldn't. What did she say? When she was speaking to that spirit that came out of the kobold, I wouldn't be imprisoned again. I wouldn't be a slave again. I wouldn't. She's been in servitude to someone.
Pop stands up. Was like, "What the fuck? What just happened?"
You're gonna let's get out of here. Let's get it back to our tavern. Let's get it back.
I agree.
Maybe she
More eyes start looking at us.
maybe she drank too much whiskey.
Too much whiskey indeed.
And I throw Sly over my shoulder.
Done.
Okay. You get up and begin to leave this place as the barkeep hears all the commotion, thinks it's someone coming in, comes out to see what's going on, sees you leave, sees the extra 5 gold on the bench, gives you a nod, and just calls out, "Do come back. Yeah, the fish is good, but it shouldn't cause that," as you all walk out the door.
Lawyer up.
As you make your way down further south down the coast, down the shoreline, you can see a number of fishing vessels which have come in late at night and just starting to unload their haul on the docks. You walk on by and eventually make your way to the ramshackle. As a reminder, a sign reading ramshackle hangs at an angle above this door. One of the chains holding it up broken, so it's hanging off one. Muddied frost and snow litter the doorway. Inside, it's the same as you remember, cluttered with roughly cut lumber and fractured sticks piled high against each wall. A short hallway leading away from you on the left of the opposite wall, and a couple of old feather mattresses in the middle of the floor, still reeking from age and mold. We'll take a break there while you guys enter and make yourselves comfortable.
Amazing.
Back in 10 minutes, folks.
Level 5! Level 5! Mean something!